So let's be very honest that in GATE examination, you have mainly three types of question. One is MCQ, multiple choice question, in which you have to choose only one answer. Another is MSQ, multiple selection question, where more than one options can be correct. And the third one is numerical answer type. So in MCQ and in MSQ, you have to choose the correct option. No one is going to ask you that how you have reached to that option, by hook or by crook. Similarly, in NAT, you have to write the right numerical value. No one is going to ask you that what was your calculation steps, what was your concept. So that means it boils down to that if you have very good concept, but you are not strong in solving the gate numerical questions, then you will fall behind. But having said that, let me tell you that numerical concepts, building skill in numerical concept is not a replacement of learning good concept. Yes, that is true. You cannot bypass the concept. But at the same time, I have seen students with very good fundamentals, but because of not only lack in practice, but lack in right practice, practice in right direction. Because of that, lack in that actually drove them to the uh, decent or below average great performance. But they have that concept, they have that potential. So in this video, I will give you a 3 to 4 step plan, which if you follow only for 15 days, yes, I have suggested this plan to my juniors, to my friends and to my seniors also. And they have reported me that within a matter of 15 days, they have seen increase in their GATE mock test marks, and that gave and that gave a very much needed confidence to them. So, firstly, I will start with that what do you need for solving the GATE numericals? So, the first thing is concept. I cannot tell you that I will give you a magic plan, which if you just follow, even without having concept, you will crack GATE with a decent rank, maybe under 100 rank. No, that is not possible. Because you see, if you are following the gate pattern, then year by year, I will I will just take gate 2025 separately because that was the worst gate year I have seen. So other than that, if you see gate 2026, gate 2022, gate 2023, and also 24, okay, the gate examination is asking from basics and fundamentals, so you cannot bypass that. But also, if you want to get into under 100 rank, you have to be master in solving numericals. So the first thing in solving gate numericals is a bare minimum concept. I'm not saying that you have to be Einstein, but you have to have a bare minimum concept. You have to study the subject with a bare minimum attention and details. The next thing is the approach. So you know the concept. For example, you are solving the linear algebra, specifically system of simultaneous equations. Now you know everything, right? You know everything in terms of theory. That is very good. But when you are seeing the questions, so many concepts are coming into your mind. Ki, okay, I can do this question by this, maybe by this, and maybe by that. So in GATE examination, you don't have the time to try all this concept. You have to choose one within a matter of few seconds, maybe at max within a matter of 1.5 minutes. You cannot go beyond that to choose your approach. So building the right kind of approach is very important. And let me tell you, this is a habit. Yes, habit of approaching the question. This is a habit. And how do you make habits? By practicing that. Yes, by that you make habits. When you were a child, okay, like 2 to 3 years old, so then brushing your teeth was not a habit, but your mother or your father, they have installed in that habit into you. Like that, you have to practice in the right direction. That I will tell you. The third thing is calculation. Now, when I am telling calculation, you will not be allowed to use your conventional scientific calculator. There you have to use the screen calculator that will be provided by the GATE examination authority. So in calculation, accuracy and speed both are important. And you have to click all the buttons of the calculator with mouse. So that needs separate mastery. The fourth thing is, and maybe the most hyped thing is, GATE special tricks and tips. And this is the thing that is not only for specific for GATE, but I have seen starting from exams like JEE Advanced, WBJEE, JEE Mains, GATE, NET, everything. So coaching faculties are there to show you the tricks and tips. While these tricks and tips are very beautiful and this can save your time, but if you don't have the concept and if you are applying these tricks and tips which so many people have done in gate 2026, at least in the mechanical engineering paper, so they thought that okay, that coaching faculty said that this formula will work, this trick will work, but after the gate answer key came, they were bewildered because the answer key was not matching their answers, which they got by applying their tricks and tips. So these tricks and tips are important, but not these are not the replacement of the fundamental concept. Okay. So now I will start with the step one. So for the step one, or for that matter, for any step, the prerequisite is to have a bare minimum concept. Okay, bare minimum concept. So for in the step one, we will build the approach. Now let me tell you that approach for any examination is unique to that examination. For ESE, there are subjective questions, you need a different approach. For your semester examination, there are subjective questions, you need a different approach. For GATE examination, you have small questions, but also you have less time, so you have different approach again. So the best thing is to solve PYQs. Now you will jump and you will say that this is a very generic information. I know that I need to solve PYQs. Yes, you know that, but you don't know the actual right way to solve the PYQs and to use the PYQs to build the right approach, to build that habit of approaching a question, a gate question. The first thing is you need to be time bound. For example, when we begin to solve the gate PYQs, we are like, we don't have to see to the clock. I will just take the questions and I will solve. And you will see that after 2 hours, you are solving only 5 questions. So you are taking 24 minutes per question. If I am not doing the calculation wrong, you are taking 24 minutes per question. Okay. But that you cannot afford. You have to solve the gate question at max in 4 minutes in the actual gate examination hall. Max to max 5 minutes. So my point is, when you are starting solving questions, bring this habit into yourself. This is included in the right numerical approach. Okay, that you have to solve the question within a matter of few times. And this is not only a matter of just saying the fact, this is a mental thing. Your brain has to be exercised like that it has to think that okay, this question I have to solve within 4 minutes, and this is a habit that you have to build. That is why when you are beginning solving the questions, okay, then take at max 10 minutes per question. So you have 12 question. For that you will take 120 minutes or 2 hours. If you cannot solve those 12 questions in 2 hours, leave them, and maybe you can get into another session. Maybe you are very tough guy or girl that I don't accept defeat, so I will revise my concept before seeing the solution. So you revise your concept, and then you again go for another session for the questions. Maybe out of the 12 question you can solve 6 question, and 6 question you could not solve. Then for the remaining 6 question which you could not solve, you take another session of 60 minutes. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't have that much time and if you don't have that much tenacity, then you go to the solution. Okay. You go to the solution. But at the same time, the next step is the most important step, that you have to write the approach in your own language briefly, in a in a copy. And if you are a regular viewer of my channel, then you know that this copy is nothing but your mistake copy, in which you will write those formulas which you know but you always tend to forget uh, during your I mean maybe PIQs, maybe mock tests, okay? So those formulas which you tend to forget, those approaches which you are not getting, those facts which you are not recalling during solving PIQs or mock tests. You will write those in a copy called the mistake copy every day when you are solving PIQs or any mock test. Now, you will revise that copy every night before you go to bed. That is very important. Now, this is not something like a totka or a magic trick. This is a scientifically proven thing that if you study something, or if you indulge yourself something just before going to bed and just after waking up, then that thing will be embedded into your mind automatically. I have suggested these things to everyone. And if you are a regular viewer of my channel, you have seen that I have suggested this thing in almost all of my videos, and I myself have maintained this thing throughout the year when I was preparing for GATE. So there were days when I did not study anything. I did not study anything, but I studied my mistake copy from start to end. And when you are studying it before going to bed, you don't have to mug it up like that. Okay, this is the approach. No, just see the copy with complete awareness that okay, I solved this question. This should be the approach. As simple as that. So you don't have to mug it up. I mean, like you are memorizing some dates of history, and but at the same time, don't do it like okay, this. Don't do it very casually. Okay, just for the sake of doing it. No, do it with complete awareness. You don't need to mug it up. Just see it with complete awareness. If you do this every day, you don't have to memorize anything. The approaches will be instilled into your blood, and when you will be solving questions, you will be seeing that just by seeing the question, you will be able to say that whether I will be able to solve it or not. Yes, that is the level of mastery. That is the level of mastery. Within a matter of 20 seconds, you will be getting the approach for sure. And that is very necessary if you want an under 100 rank in GATE examination in GATE 2027. So now I will suggest you to take at least 5 to 7 sessions of 2-hour sessions each week if you are starting. If not 2 hours, do it for 1 hour. If not 1 hour, do it for 30 minutes. But please do it, and please make make sure that you are consistent, you are regular with it. Because believe me, no tricks and tips can replace hard work. No tricks and tips can replace your consistency. If you are not consistent, all these things are totally crap. Now the second tip in the step 2, okay? Now step 2, obviously you will continue studying your mistake copy, because this mistake copy will be your best friend until the GATE examination ends. And maybe if you are appearing for BARC, ISRO or DRDO examinations, this mistake copy can also help you there, right? Now in the next step, now now you will move from PIQs to good test sets. Now, at this point of time, there is so much confusion that which test series I should take. For mechanical engineering, from my experience, I can tell that Exergic is the best test series. They have not paid me a single penny, but from my experience, I am telling this that they have the best questions. The questions are so much relevant to GATE, but this suggestion is for mechanical only and not for any other branch, because in other branch I don't have the experience. I don't have the experience for any other branch, so I will not give you any recommendation here. But don't be disheartened, because you have solved the PIQs. Now you know that which types of questions can be asked in GATE examination. Now, if you are solving a gate test series, mock test series, you can tell that okay, this question can be a gate type question. But again, if you are seeing some questions which has very lengthy calculation, very lengthy things, I mean, you have to you have to go for so many concepts that a normal student who has studied deeply, then he or she will take it to solve it to 10 minutes. Okay, then it is not a good question. It is not a question which is relevant for gate examination. As simple as that. So now my suggestion would be that you cannot buy all the test series because that will cost you 10 to 12,000 rupees if you are going to buy all the famous test series in the market. So I would suggest you that buy those test series, you spend 10,000 rupees, but maybe you split it up within 10 friends or maybe 20 friends or maybe 15 friends. Okay, then you have to spend less. And now 15 of you, you see that test series, you judge that test series that okay, I have solved POIQs. Are the I mean, is the level of the questions matching with the gate level, the matching with the POIQ? I am not telling that exactly the questions will match. No, but at least the length of the questions, the concepts, the length of the calculations, those should match. Okay, okay, so now there will be some test series which will offer the same concept that is being asked, that is, you know that these concepts are relevant to get, but the calculations are lengthy, but there are so many concepts intertwined, so the level is actually much higher than gate level. These test series, I mean, these test series are good because if you are solving questions at this level, you will be easily able to solve questions at this level. But let me tell you, it should be like this, that you have to build your muscle. Okay, then if you are lifting, if you are lifting greater amount of weight for the same exercise, then that exercise will be easier for you, but you cannot change the exercise. So similarly, you cannot change the gate concepts. If you are seeing that the test series is not asking relevant concepts at all, then that test series is a crap. This is the bare minimum criteria that the gate level, I mean, concepts should match. Okay, now the calculation length can be greater, the difficulty of the questions can be greater, that can happen. So for, I mean, from my point of view, you should go for two types of test series. One is exactly of the gate level, second is a bit higher than gate level. Start with the one with exactly gate level, but don't finish it, and then in between start with the one which have a greater level. So when you are starting with the one which has the level same as gate examination, then you have some practice, you are now acquainted with the gate level questions. Now you are trying to solve a bit higher gate level questions. If you at first, if you start the higher level questions, you will be demotivated. That is why start with the gate level test series, then move to the higher level test series, then again bring back at the last months, in the last months, bring back yourself to the gate level ones. Okay, so now here again, you I will tell you at least 6 tests per week. Don't worry, I mean, those tests will be at max 30 minutes, 45 minutes, because now you are starting with the test series. You will be going for the topic tests, the subject tests, the mixed tests, and then in the last months, you will go for the full length test. Having said that, people ask me that when should I start appearing for the test series? I always tell them there is no time, start right now. If you have solved one subject, sorry, if you have studied one subject, start right now. If you have solved, if you have studied one singular topic, start appearing for that subtopic, the test series. Start right now because practice is as important as studying for GATE examination. I am telling practice is as important as learning, if not more than it. Okay. Now, one more thing here you will do that was not included in part one, step one, that is enhance your hand calculation. What do I mean by hand calculation? See, here you have screen calculator in which you have to click every button by the mouse. So if you are writing 125 by 5, you have to write 4 to 5 things. 1 to 5 by 5. You have to write this, you have to click 5 times. And while clicking 5 times, if anything goes wrong, that is 1 to 4, and you are writing maybe 1 to, I mean, instead of 1 to 5, you are writing 1 to 4. So you know everything, your concept is good, but just because of that, you will lose marks, 0 marks. But if you just calculate by your hand that okay, 125 by 5 is 25. Okay. And then you are putting that 25 in the screen calculator. Then instead of those 5 characters, now you have to click only 2 times. So the less you click, the less is the chance of making mistakes in calculation. So don't neglect it. Now you are thinking that okay, 125 by 5 is 25, that I know. But hey, when you are solving something like ln e to the power k square plus 1, and then if you are, I mean, putting that in the calculator, then there is a very high chance you have to put ln e to the power, then k, then square, then plus, then 1. There are so many characters. But ln e to the power k square plus 1 is equal to k square plus 1. If you just put k square plus 1 and maybe you know the value of k, you calculate as much as you can by your hand. This is very much, I mean, this is very much efficient. Believe me. I I used to make so many silly mistakes in my calculation, but I reduced my silly mistake by this thing, by this approach. Okay, so don't neglect it. Okay, please don't neglect it. When you are solving the test series, now you practice your hand calculation. You practice your hand calculation. Simplify the calculation by your hand as much as you can. Now, the final thing is step 3, and this is the first thing is be as frequent as you can with the test series. Practice is very important. Now you have the approach, and you are still learning the approaches from the test series also. Okay, because you have, if you have taken a good test series, then you will be seeing that some particular concepts are being asked very frequently in every mock test. So they know that this concept is important for GATE. And if you are not knowing that concept, you write that in the mistake copy and you revise that. So you are building the approach and you are working also on your calculation. In the step 3, you will move a step ahead in working in your calculation. That is, now you will master the screen calculator. Obviously, you were using the screen calculator there, that is during the second step when you were solving the test series. But now you see a very good video in YouTube. I have made screen calculator video that how to use the screen calculator, but there are so many other videos also. Watch any of them that you like. So master the memory, MR function, MC function, all those things. You can actually save your time. You can actually save your time, and most importantly, you can save yourself from silly mistakes if you master the screen calculator properly. Okay, these things matter very much. Okay, so in this step, you will enhance your screen calculator mastery and continue the mistake copy and be as frequent as possible. This is the step 3 and the final step, which you will be maybe doing in the last months. Okay. So now the final thing are the special tricks and tips. See, again, let me tell you, if you don't have the concept, there is no meaning of applying these things. Special tricks and tips mean what? And also, the tricks and tips which I will tell you, they will only work if you have the concepts. For example, in any MCQ, I'm not talking about the matching type questions, that is match the column A with column B. No, I am talking about a numerical MCQ question where you have to solve something. So if you have the concept, just by solving the question half away, you can tell that okay, these options cannot be the answer, this option cannot be the answer, this option cannot be the answer. Okay, so that is the special tricks and tip, and here also you need to have that habit. Okay, if you are thinking that, okay, no, I will solve the final answer, then only I will click no. You don't have to do that. If you are seeing that, okay, I have solved this up to this much, and so you have to communicate with the problems and as well as with the options also. You are solving and also you are seeing the options. And then you will see that at least for 3 to 4 questions, you can easily eliminate 1 to 2 options out of 4. And there, if you can eliminate that, the chances of mistake will be also lesser. The next thing is having the feel of the answer. For example, if you know that, okay, probability cannot be more than 1, and by something that you are getting the answer as my probability is equal to 1.25, then if you don't have the concept that probability is, I mean, probability cannot be more than 1, then you will write that. But if you know that, then you know that, okay, I have done some mistake. Likewise, from mechanical engineering also, if you're asked to find the thickness of the boundary layer, and if you are getting the answer 3 meter, and you are being very happy because 3 is a round number, this is a very, I mean, this is a potential answer for a NAT question. But hey, boundary layer cannot be of 3 meter thickness. It can be of 0.003 meter thickness. So maybe you have forgot to divide by 1000. Now you know the formulas, you know the concept, but you don't have the feel of the value. So then you will make the mistake. But if you have the feel of the value, you will never make this mistake. If you have the feel of the value, feel of the, I mean, units, then you will not make the mistake. Okay. So these are the special tricks and tips. Okay. Now with that, I would like to end this video, and at the same time that please, again and again, this was not something which can replace your practice, which can replace your concepts, which can replace your hard work. That actually you have to do. See, those who are getting good rank, including me, I have sacrificed so many things. Okay, these videos I am making to help you, to make you go in the right path, in the right direction, but you cannot skip your hard work. That cannot be the thing. Okay, so with that, this video ends. And if you think that this guy is trying to do something for you, please make some good comment, like this video. And to get updated in my channel, I post these videos very frequently to help all of you guys. Please hit that subscribe button, and please share this video with your fellow GATE aspirants. Until the next video, goodbye, take care, and thank you.